The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
2 breaks. Good morning. Welcome to the Business Buzz. Thank you so much for joining us. It's 14 and a half after 8 o'clock. We only have one segment this morning. Susan played some sweet, sweet music for what should have been our first segment. Good morning to our guests in the studio. We have from the International College of the Cayman Islands joining us on the Business Buzz, Dr. Byron Coon. Dr. Coon, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fine. I want to say good morning to Susan, too. Susan is our producer of the Business Buzz.
Hey, how are you doing?
She's waving to Dr. Coon. Dr. Coon, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Have you up early and in the traffic?
Oh, my goodness. I rarely come this way because of that, and I walked right in and sat down, So that's all good, too. That's all good. I'm here, so I'm here.
That's good. We're happy that you're here. Now, you've been at ICCI since 2018, correct?
That is correct.
How is it going for you so far?
It's going excellent. I've been in higher administration, at University of Florida, where I retired, and I went up to Chicago, and I actually retired from there as well, and so I don't think I have worked as hard in higher education as I have here, and that's not a bad thing. That is a good thing. There is a lot going on here, in the Cayman Islands. And of course, we're a smaller college, so we have a smaller number of people who's doing all the work, But we get it done. we get it done.
You get it done.
And you should know that well yourself.
I know that. Dr. Coon, before we find out how hard you've been working, tell us a little bit give us a brief history about ICCI.
Well, ICCI came about by, there was an educator here in the Cayman Islands, and most people may know of her, and her name was Florence McCoy McField. And she was a Cayman educator, and she brought up the idea that she felt like the Cayman Islands needed to have a tertiary education, a secondary educational institution. And so as time went by, the land was donated by the late Honorable James M. Bodden and John Hughes, Dr. Hughes, and Dr. Elsa Cummings, a husband and wife, Dr. Cummings, both of them. They led the charge, if you will, and there were some people in the United States who also came on board as friends of ICCI, and they eventually got the college up and running, and that was in the late about 1967, 68, that the initial push to get the college going on paper, okay? And then they opened the doors on September 24th of 1970 to offer the very first classes. And from there, it's just been history. And there's been a lot of really good things that's gone with ICCI, and they've had a lot of obstacles to get over and get around. Hurricane Ivan came and decimated, nobody was untouched,
right,
as far as I understand, on the island, and our campus was wiped out. So they started. That was in September of 2004, and in November they started classes at St. Ignatius. And then the following year, in 2005, they got the two of the buildings refurbished and ready to start classes again. So they came back, and then it's been full steam ahead ever since. And then we had COVID that kind of put everybody on hold, and we went straight to online, and we had already been online, so it worked out well for us. And so ICCI has really weathered, if you will, a lot of storms, yes, and a lot of obstacles and stuff. And then in 2011, there's a gentleman and his wife, a family on the island, and it's Carl and Martha McLaughlin. Okay, and they made a very generous donation as to where we could erect the McLaughlin Hall, which is 2 very large classrooms. And then the Cayman Islands Institute of Professional Accountants, also known as SEPA, and the Cayman Islands Fund Administrators Association outfitted McLaughlin Hall with all of the high-tech electronics. And then we went on to do all the classrooms with high high electronics, where we can do Wi-Fi and smart boards and the all of that. So we are running. We are looking at a lot of new things coming down the road, if you will, as far as doing a lot of things. So ICCI is, and I think around the Cayman Islands, it's known as the little engine that could. Because there's an old saying, when you're a very small college like ICCI, I have a saying where I come from, and I come from the backwoods in Florida, okay? I mean, really in the backwoods. And you learn to do everything with nothing, so I told our staff, I said, it sounds like when I looked at the history of ICCI that they've done so much with so little for so long, they're now qualified to do everything with nothing. And so you, in order to be, staying out front and staying active, staying engaged, you have to be adaptable and flexible, and it requires that in being very creative.
So you did mention earlier that you've been busy.
Yes.
This is the hardest you've ever worked.
Yes.
Let's get some more details on that, Dr. Coon.
Okay. When I first came here, I was interviewed, and they asked me what was some of the things on my agenda, and I did my homework on ICCI, etc. And so number one is that our enrollment has increased significantly since I've been here. There was a lot of things that happened that went through and with the economy and that kind of stuff, and people just stepped aside and had to put their education on on the back burner and stuff. So we have enrolled our enrollment has increased significantly, which I'm very excited about. And one of the things that I'm really excited about, it may not mean much to people who are listening to us, but when you're running a higher educational institution, it is retention. And
I know that.
Yeah, I know you do, because you worked at ICCI.
Yeah,
so I know you know.
I was a former director of admissions for a couple of years.
Yes, so, you were, and I've heard nothing but great things.
Well, thank you.
I'll
take it.
Right. Well, globally, out in the world of higher education, retention and enrollment is the 2 biggest headaches that colleges have to deal with. And I'm on calls with other presidents at least once a month. We have a discussion forum that we are on. And most of the colleges, even the large colleges over in the States, they are battling trying to get their retention rate. And retention is where a person consistently comes back every quarter and re-registers to continue to get their degree, and they remain persistent to finish their degree.
That's right.
And so the retention rate around globally is somewhere in the 68 to 72% range. And presidents are really trying to figure out how can we battle the people with economy, people who have hurdles in their life and obstacles that they have to get around. And I'm proud to say that our retention rate, is up in the 80s.
In the 80s.
In the 80s.
Very good.
So the ones we attract.
You must be doing something right.
Well, they are. The phenomenal faculty that we have, they come from the workplace. Our faculty are adjuncts, and they come and they bring the world experiences, the real things into the classroom, and the students get it's like being in the workplace. For them, people can read, and most people they can read a textbook, or they read a book or something, or a publishing or whatever, and understand it, okay? But it's one thing to bring in those things where you've got to be creative and figure out, oh, how do I solve this now?
That's right. I remember before that you did have some adjunct faculty who worked without taking a salary.
That's
because
right.
they wanted to do. Do we still have that?
Yes, we do.
Happening?
Yes, we do. I have, there's probably right now maybe five or six of our faculty who are volunteering their time to come in and train the next generation with the skills that they're going to need, when they enter or they may get promoted in the workplace and stuff.
That is amazing. 5, Dr. Coon?
Yes,
That is
yes,
amazing because
yes.
even if you have one adjunct faculty
Yes.
that can do that, who will do that, that is
Right.
amazing because it's not an easy thing to be a teacher, even if it's part-time,
Right.
2 nights per week. It is difficult because most people have a full-time job,
Yes.
families, they have to do all this balancing and then prep for school, present themselves in the classroom.
Right.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. The teaching actually in the classroom is not the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
It is preparing to
Prepping.
go into right.
That's
It's
right.
preparing to go into the classroom, and what makes it enjoyable is when students are on their A game. And they and it's not so much, and I'm not going to use the word challenge you in a bad way, but you as a professional, you have to be on your P's and Q's to say, I need to be able to answer what they are presenting and bringing to the board, to the table. So we're very blessed.
Do you teach as well, Dr. Coon?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I teach some of the sciences. I don't teach as much as I used to because a lot of the things that's happening that is taking my time. But my background's in medicine, and sciences and that kind of stuff. And here we're a small business college, so we are moving outside of the realms of just business. Yes, exactly. Because I really do, like we had talked earlier before we went on air, is that I do believe that there are people out there all over the world, not just necessarily here in the Cayman Islands, that some people may not want to go into the business direction. They want to be entrepreneurs, but they need to know how to conduct the business to be successful.
That's right.
And some people are maybe want to be, I don't know, an underwater basket weaver or something. I don't, but they still got to know how to make it work.
Yes.
And so we're opening up new programs coming up in the fall, and we've already started getting a lot of good feedback from the community.
So since you started in 2018, let me tick off the boxes. Enrollment has increased significantly.
Yep.
You have a retention rate in the I'd say 80%.
Right.
And how about GED? Did you restart the GED program?
Yes, we did. I believe it. ICCI was doing the paper GED way back in the day. Okay, so I think that may have been there when you were there working.
A little bit before that.
A little bit before that. Okay, so we started doing the GED, and it was working, but it was not being as successful as we would like. And the success is measured on the assessment when the students go in to take the test. Do they get there? Do they pass the math and the English and the science and the social studies? And you got to remember that these students are having to learn U.S. social studies because the GED is based on an equivalence degree, high school diploma from the United States. So there's probably not a lot of U.S. history taught here.
Right.
So they have to double down, and now the science and the math and English pretty much is about the same all over. So I started thinking, and I started looking at the labor force survey again, because I really look at those a lot. And I thought, a high percent of the population, the Caymanian population, we might need to do what we call a pre-GED. Okay, and that is, okay, you may not be at the place where you need to be mathematically or English with the writing and stuff. So let's back up and let's welcome you in. So work heard of our efforts to do pre-GED, and that's WORC here in Cayman Islands, and they partnered with us. And nice. They support the people. There's 10 every time we run it. Okay. They come in, and we have a phenomenal teacher, and she's one of our own graduates, and she teaches them the pre-GED, getting them warmed up to be able to be successful in the GED. And this last cohort that we had 4 out of 5 that went in and passed their sections. Nice. And so we've made a major breakthrough. We actually started with 10. 3 dropped out for various reasons, so we had 7. And out of that 7, 6 went on to the GED. And out of that 6, we had one person missed it by 1 point of passing all of her sections, and the other 4 passed. So, so we found a connection here now that prepares them, and not only that, is that several of the students that were in GED and got their high school diploma, they are now registered at the college.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Coon, we've got to take a break. Want to say thanks to our sponsor this morning of the Business Buzz, Cayman Insurance Center. We have in the studio with us this morning Dr. Coon, the president of the International College of the Cayman Islands, ICCI.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
And for 45 years, we have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Attention North Side and East End residents. The Department of Environmental Health North Side and East End residents bulk waste collection will take place between May 22nd to the 27th. This bulk waste collection will replace the traditional year-end collection. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the North Side and East End bulk waste collection from May 22nd to the 27th, please contact DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. This is the only segment for today, Tuesday. It's a beautiful Tuesday. In the studio, we have from the International College of the Cayman Islands, ICCI, Dr. Byron Coon. Dr. Coon, GED. We have you don't want to call the name of the young lady who's teaching the pre-GED classes, but tell you what, I know her, and it's amazing.
Yes, I'm. When I was putting the pre-GED program together, God just laid her on my heart, and it was so heavy that you couldn't walk away from it. You just couldn't. And I kept saying, I have my devotional every single morning and stuff, and because I'm truly feel like you have to start your day with God, and you end your day with God.
Who else?
Yeah. And so my heart was just so heavy for this young woman, and she graduated from ICCI. And so I approached her, and you know her, and
I do.
She's very shy, but she has gone in, and oh my goodness, God knew what He was doing, and she told me, she goes, Dr. Coon, I just love doing it. I just do, and she's now getting a higher degree online in youth development, and she is so passionate about the youth of the Cayman Islands.
I know she has participated in youth parliament as well. So she's just the perfect person for this position.
Oh my goodness! I just can't tell you how pleased we are.
So accreditation, Dr. Coon. Who is the accrediting body for
accrediting body? Is ASIC, and the ASIC is from the UK. Okay, it's international, and we just renewed our accreditation status, and we were accredited as a. You can either be accredited with ASIC or you can be a premier institute, which is that next level up. Well, we remained as a premier institute, and so we hit every single operational level with the highest marks that you could get. Matter of fact, when a accrediting body gets through doing a study and a visitation, a site visit on the institution, they will send you back, and rarely, and I've done a lot of these, and they're hard, and rarely do you ever get by unscathed. You know, they will always have 5 or 6 things they find that you need to work on. There was not one thing other than they said, fill out the survey that we've attached below and send it back to us.
Wow, that's it.
And that was our experience. And they gave us commendable rating in every single operational area. And I'm telling you something, it's not because of me. Please, I mean, somebody has to pilot the ship, but I'm telling you what, Team ICCI, I shout out to them because, you know, I tell you, they really. They make that place work. Sometimes I just get out of their way because they know the culture. They know it all better than me, and so I listen. I do.
I'm glad you do, Dr. Coon.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll be in trouble.
Right.
I'm just kidding. No, you're in a self-study year.
Yes.
For the International Accreditation Council for Business.
Yes, the ICBE. That is a very high accreditation that we have. It was secured right before I came with my predecessor, and what it is that it actually accredits your business programs only, and our associates programs in business, our bachelor's and our master's in business are all accredited by the IACBE, which is among the gold standards for business programs. So when you come to ICCI, you are walking away with some very highly accredited courses that you've taken.
That's right.
And so we are in self-study, which means we are putting it all together again. It's just like going right back for the board of review again. So I only see good things out of this one too. But you got all the hard work put into it. So, and we're no stranger to that.
Dr. Coon, you have the Associate of Science degrees, bachelor's, and you have the master's degree program. You know, most people passing by ICCI would look at the building and say, this is a small campus. Is this place still open? You know, I only see 2 cars outside. I live up the road, so I'm always having people asking me, is ICCI still open? I only see 2 cars outside. You know, where are the cars? Where are the students? You know, let's tell the public why they might only see 2 cars outside.
Well, and that's good. But we are basically our classes start at 5:30 in the evening. We do offer quite a few of our programs and courses are offered online.
And this has happened since
COVID.
COVID.
I started a year before COVID hit in March of 2020, I think it was.
And those were just hybrid courses.
Those were hybrid.
Half in class and
yes,
half online.
Right. Well, we were actually videoing the live lectures so the students could sit at home, click on the link, and be in the classroom as if they were sitting there face to face. Okay. Now, some courses do need to be taught face to face, such as maybe remedial math, where you can give the students opportunity to come up to the board and work the problem, because I think sometimes when you are working something, it makes more sense to you, you know. But we have done well with the online. But because we start at 5:30, most people will have, you know, already come by from work and gone home, and it looks like it's a vacant campus. We are anything but vacant, you know. So we are alive. We come 5:30. I'm there at usually between 6 and 7 in the morning, and I don't get home till 10:30 at night. And that's Monday
You're the one
through
responsible
Fridays.
for closing the door?
Well, me and the other staff, but ever who's their turn to stay, you know.
Right.
But I always make sure that I'm there from opening to closing. And so,
good.
but we are very much alive and kicking.
Well.
And if you would like to explore and find more out about what courses we're offering and et cetera, so forth, and programs, please call. Is it okay for me to give them the phone number?
Go right ahead.
Okay, with the
we
phone
expect
number.
That.
Sure, sure. The phone number is 345-947-1100.
You have an email address as well?
Yes, the email address, the director of admissions, and it's Marilyn, MARILYN .Whittaker, WHITTAKER at ICCI.edu.ky. And if that's a little bit too much to remember, you can also just do, and I'll get the email, and so will two other people. You can just type in info, INFO, at ICCI.edu.ky. Ask your question, and it will get answered.
And your website is
ICCI.edu.ky.
Okay.
It's www. And that is manned. We are answering. I stay busy on my cell phone right now. Just this morning, there's 30 requests that I have on my cell phone right now to answer.
You need an assistant, Dr. Coon.
Well, hey, I'm needing something, but you know, but the thing about it is they're asking things like, are you accepting new students? That is the biggest question that we get. Yes, we are accepting new students, you know, and to find out how that works, because some students may not be from Cayman, they may be here. You just can't register for a course because you may need to have a visa.
Correct.
You know, to be able to take classes. So call the director of admissions, Marilyn Whittaker.
And the important thing about ICCI to note is that it's called the International College of the Cayman Islands. So back in the days, we had a lot of students who came to attend ICCI and stayed. We had dorm at the time, no dorms anymore. But if they're interested in just living in the Cayman Islands for a little bit, you know, experience, just have that island experience, they can still come to the Cayman Islands. You have to get a visa and all the whole process.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So who would they need to contact, you or admissions?
Admissions.
okay.
Director of admissions. And we do have international students. So we're, we're partnering with different universities over in the United States. And right now we have on campus Baylor University from Waco, Texas, and they brought 22 students down here to study in an economy unlike what's in the U.S. The business models over there are kind of like what they are, okay? Down here, because it's a tax-free environment and stuff, the business models may be a little bit different. So we've partnered with them. They're here. They're using our facilities, and they are just loving it.
I'm sure. because they can get to the beach after, right?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Yes.
Dr. Coon, what areas, if we have some time, do you cover with your Associate of Science degree program?
Okay, we have we've changed. We used to be associate's degree with a concentration in. The concentration means that you can only take maybe, let's say you want to do accounting. You might get 1 or 2 or 3 courses in accounting, and that's it. So the brand new catalog that's coming out this fall is not concentrations anymore. It is associates in accounting. So you take the gen ed requirements, which is the math, the history, and English and all that, and you actually take the courses that make it a full degree, a business degree, associates, and we have business administration, we have information science and technology, we have accounting, sustainable tourism and hospitality management, finance, media management, which, you know, we have the very first radio station that was ever launched in the Cayman Islands. It's still active. We are now looking at bringing that in as part of a new management media program, so we can train young people, you know, in the media areas and stuff with all facets of it.
That's how I got my start, Dr. Coon.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Associates in Broadcasting Management.
Oh,
and
well, look
then
at you.
moved on to communication and bachelor's, and then a master's. But
Yeah.
that was HR. So
Yeah.
so it was a process, you
Yes.
know. But that's why I'm here, I guess.
Right,
you know,
right,
I've got to
right.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere.
Hey, every journey starts from somewhere. You're
That's
right.
right. That's right.
And we have associates in business and information technology. Okay, and then we have the associates just in general studies,
right.
and that's for people who they say, well, I'm not quite sure what I want to really do, so I think I will just do the general studies, get all the gen eds out of the way, because you got to do those at any college anywhere in the world you go, you know.
That's right.
And then they get that, and then as they go along, they kind of see where they fit in and what they want to do.
Okay.
You know?
As we're there, let's look at the bachelor's.
Okay.
Let's run them through, Dr. Coon.
Okay, we have the bachelor's degree in business administration, sustainable tourism and hospitality management, accounting, community health. Now, the community health is my baby real fast because I'm from a medical background. I did not want to start a master's in public health here because it's very specific. I wanted to do community health because it covers everything from we look at mental health from children to adolescents, young adults, to adults, and the geriatric unit, the elderly, and we look at every facet of community health, environmental health. We look at tourism health. We look at all of it. So the administrative part of that is phenomenal as well. So I encourage people to call and because I'm teaching in that. Plus, I also have, and I love to teach, but I also have several doctors here on the island who are coming on board with me because they think that this program is going to be phenomenal for the Cayman Islands. We have the Bachelor's in Finance, Sustainable Horticulture, Business and Information Technology, Sustainability for Marine Conservation, Information Science and Technology, and Artificial Intelligence. And we're taking that to another whole level. And we're doing the Bachelor's in Liberal Studies and Strategic Organizational Leadership.
Can you go back to Sustainable Horticulture?
Yes.
Is that a new program?
That is very much a brand new program.
Okay.
And, we have all that property out there beside the campus, and we're kind of just taking our time to seeing how we're going to do this. And, of course, some of these new programs, we have to make sure we have enough interest in them to run them, so we need at least 4 to 5 people in each one of these new programs. If there's only 2, we asked you to be patient with us till we can get maybe 2 more or 3 more into the program. We can start running it, but most of these programs we will be able to run.
Okay. And your master's degree program?
The master's, we have full master's degrees in the Master of Business Administration, and these are Masters of Science. Masters of Business Administration, we have the Masters of Science in Human Resource Management, and a Master's of Science in Management Consulting. That is an interesting master's degree. And
I saw that.
Yes, ma'am. And you say consulting. Well, who do I consult? Well, it's handling the all the things that come, and how do you problem solve, and and it fits in generically with almost every area of life. So we're really excited about that. We also have the Masters of Science in Sustainable Agriculture and Horticulture. Okay.
That's a new one again?
Yes, that's a new one. And a Master's of Science in Sustainability and Marine Conservation.
Okay, and that's new
that's
as well.
Brand new, right.
New. You had one in education, a master's degree. So we're not running that anymore.
No, we're not running that because nobody ever enrolled in it. And it costs money to start a program. It costs money to sustain a program, so we had to make some calls on that.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Coon, we've got to take another quick break. Thanks to our sponsor again, Cayman Insurance Center.
I tell you what, I need to find a way to bring my electricity costs down. I don't want to see another high bill next month.
Have you tried doing an energy audit?
A what?
An energy audit. The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Oh yeah? I'm going to log on to that website right now. What was it again?
Visit energy.gov.ky to download do-it-yourself energy audits for your home or business. There is even a fun activity guide for kids.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Costulest, and Foster's.
Visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you. Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
On the final leg of our segment this morning on the Business Buzz, the International College of the Cayman Islands, ICCI, is in the forefront, and sitting across from me, it's the president of ICCI, Dr. Byron Coon. Dr. Coon, we have, I know you have lots of work to do. You're always busy, and you're always excited, because I know you, Dr. Coon is always excited. And I know you're excited about a 50th commencement ceremony coming up.
Yes.
Yes. On was it Wednesday or
tomorrow?
Thursday? Wednesday,
yes.
May 24th. How are you feeling?
We are really feeling really good. We have it's going to be at the First Baptist Church, on Cruise Road, and it is starting at 6:30 p.m. and we are. This is our 50th graduating class.
Congratulations.
50th graduating class. We've been open for 53 years come this September, but this is our golden celebration. And so we are so pleased that our new governor is going to be there with us, Her Excellency, Mrs. Jane Owen. And we have a lot of the VIPs from the government who are going to be there. Most of the MLAs are going to be there. All of our trustees are going to be there. We have 30, I think it's 31, 32 students who will be graduating with associates, bachelor's, and master's degree, and we just cannot be more pleased. And I don't know if you were involved in putting on a graduation when you worked at ICCI. It's a lot of work. a lot of
as admissions, no, but I've watched the registrar and the
yes.
dean
Well,
put it all together.
Melissa Hamilton is our registrar, and she is the coordinator of it, and she leaves no stone unturned.
Oh, I know,
and
Melissa.
it's like she cracks that whip, and I need this done, I need to have this answer, I need to have that, etc. But she does a phenomenal job, and all the team at ICCI does a phenomenal job. So again, it's a team effort, but it will be tomorrow night at the First Baptist Church, and it starts at 6:30 p.m. Okay, and it is our golden graduation class. If
Can
you will.
anybody
Yes.
come to the
Yes, they can. The church in
have
there
an
holds about
invite?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It holds about 500 people. Now we sent out invites to the to the VIPs and the trustees, etc. But yes, the church is big enough, and if you would like to come witness the 50th graduating class at ICCI, and that's quite a journey that ICCI has been on, and we're still doing it. So, and also, what we weren't able to do during COVID is we could not celebrate our 50th anniversary for ICCI being the higher educational institution in Cayman Islands. And then the following year, we were going to hold a celebration, and one of our main buildings was flooded with almost a foot of water. So we had a hot water heater. So that stopped us there. But in the midst of all this, the Philatelic Bureau here in the Cayman Islands, they awarded ICCI with its own postage stamp. There's a commemorative postage stamp.
I missed that, Dr.
Oh,
Coon.
my goodness. We got it
didn't know
framed
that.
up on the wall when you walk in.
Oh.
You can go to the post office and say, do you have any more of those ICCI postage stamps? They awarded ICCI.
That's the first they cover, or all the say 5 cents, whatever?
Oh, it's an actual postage stamp
Okay.
that you can use on mailing letters and stuff, and it's just phenomenal. So I was ecstatic because we thought that because the design has to be approved, and then it has to go before the Her Majesty the Queen, and it got all the approval and stuff, and so we couldn't
While
be
she
more
was alive.
thrilled. Yes, before when she was alive, and so that was 2 years ago, and so we have our own commemorative stamp.
Oh, well, congratulations.
For
I have to get
ICCI.
one.
Yes, do. I tell you, I do. I have a book of them, and I probably won't use them because, but they did give us the Philatelic Bureau. And Shindy Bupa, thank you so much. I'm going to give a shout out to you for making all that happen for us.
Well, Dr. Coon, before I let you go, what would you like to leave with our listeners this morning?
I would like to tell the listeners today is that if you are interested, and I'm also reaching out to employers, okay? I want employers to know if you have an employee that is a model employee that would love to go to college, reach out and do the corporate social responsibility thing, and I did it over in the States. We used to have nurses, and they said, I'd love to get my nursing degree, but I just can't afford to go to school and work. And so I drew up a contract with them, and I said, okay, I will pay for your tuition, but you'll give me 5 years of work after, even now and when you graduate. So I supported the college, and I also got something in return for myself, for the practice and stuff. So I'm just reaching out to everybody and saying we are fixing to launch some great programs. Call, see about them. And again, the number is 947-1100. Or you can email info, at icci.edu.ky.
And the website is icci.edu.ky.
That is correct.
Dr. Coon, it has been a pleasure. It feels weird as a former, as an alum, and as a former employee of ICCI, to be having a discussion with the president, the now president of ICCI.
I've been here 6 years, and and I feel like I belong. There's something about ICCI, and as I see it, and I hear it from students. There's something about ICCI that gets under your skin.
You become family.
And you do, and not only that, you grow to love it. And I was like, how did this happen? And my wife is always saying, go take care of the babies. That's what she tells me. She's very maternalistic. And I'm going, I just can't take care of all those babies, But I enjoy it. I love it. And
they do love you. We love you, Dr. Coon.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. And we wish you all the best as you continue your tenure at ICCI.
Thank you.
And that's it from me from the Business Buzz today. Thanks to our sponsor. Thank you so much, Cayman Insurance Center. To our producer, Miss Susan Watson, for putting this all together. And, of course, to each and every one of you joining us this morning until Thursday, May 25th, when we bring you another Business Buzz. In the meantime, please have a safe and wonderful Tuesday. From me, your host, Anita Can. Goodbye.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman.